Got that? So write, please, whisker plot in beautiful, dark, bold letter, and then with a little dot down here, write C line plot. Because we're going to do both box and whisker plot. Oh, sorry. Write box and whisker plot. Not just whisker plot, box and whisker plot. Then just put on there C line plot, because all your notes for box and whisker plot are going to be done on this one that we do with line plots. And if something told you to draw a box and whisker plot, you'd have no idea to look under line plot, except now you've got a piece of paper that says
Look under line
plot. C line plot.
C line.
C line plot. Got that? Now take out that piece of paper. Let me snip this. Oh, my other idea was, think about this here. I have chapel at the end of October, and what would make the teacher very happy on that, and I think you guys are just the right class to do this. October is known of in our world as Refer October Lutherfest, which is where we talk about Martin Luther and such. I would love it if a group of you would make your own Martin Luther play that we can put on for chapel. There's a lot.
Abram and I volunteered.
There is a lot of good material on Martin Luther as far as making a play. You got the whole lightning bolt storm thing where he promised to be a monk, and then you got the whole beating himself up because he thinks he's not good enough. Then you got the whole John Tetzel selling the indulgences, and then you got Martin Luther reading the Bible passages that says, you know, you don't have to do anything to be saved. It's based solely on your faith. And then you got Martin Luther fighting the John Tetzel and all the conservative, all the kind of Catholic people at the time. We'll talk more about that later. Here we go. First of all, line plots. This is a review. This is a review. Here's your line plots. This will be quick here. When you do a line plot, that is where you make a number line that consists of the whole range of numbers that you have. And fortunately for you, I have a whole range of numbers here. What's the smallest number there?
32.
No, I see 26.
I did not see that 26.
And the highest number is?
50.
I see a 55. So let's label it from 25 to 55. So 25, 35, 45, 55, and we actually need to put 26, 27. Oh wait, I need 10 spaces in there? Oh boy. Okay.
I'm not okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could have made my stuff a little wider, but we'll deal with it as it is. Alright, and let's make these nice dark, so maybe I'll make this bigger one, maybe such thin lines. So the line plot, if you remember, was this. Every time you come up to a number, you just put an X above it on the thing here. 26, 27, 29, this is 30. So 32, you put an X right here at 32. 45, you put an X there. 36, X there. 40, 6, 7, 8, 9. 40, put an X there. 29, we put an X there. 50, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put an X there. 39. 45, oh look, we've got two X's and they stack up on each other. 52. Picking up what I'm laying down here. This is a participation thing. 36, 37, 38. Right there. 48, I should have done a little better job with this. 55. 40. 38. 51. By the way, does this say what it's collected for some data, some table? Doesn't even say what this is dealing with, does it? 35, 40, 43. It could be people's ages.
It's
Let's say what it is.
physical fitness testing, it's curl-ups.
Oh, it's how many curl-ups they could do. Is that like
What is a
sit-ups?
curl up?
That must be sit-ups probably.
Sit-ups?
Yeah, they just didn't want to say sit-ups because it was trademarked by somebody who, Mr. Sit. 41, 42, 43, 40, 38, 45, and 41. Got that? Line plots, ladies and gentlemen, are simply another way kind of to organize your data and kind of see it all in one way, shape, or form. It's kind of a fun sort of thing to do. You got that because we've got the fight. And when you look at line plots, you kind of look at clusters, which means where a lot more dots fall. And you look at, this little circle right here would tell you what would be kind of general, what most people could do, and then you got your lowers and you got your uppers and blah 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 blah. Which is why we talk about this next thing here, which is, ladies and gentlemen, here comes our box and whisker plot. Here are our notes for box and whisker plot. Which will come up on lots of tests. And what you do with a box and whisker plot really is what you're doing is you are taking the data and you're placing it in quarters. You're finding the bottom 1/4, the second 1/4, the third 1/4, but that is called quartiles. You are quartering the data. You're splitting it into 4 groups. And really what you're doing with that is you're boxing the middle 50%, which kind of is what happens there. So the first thing you have to do, step number 1, is you have to put the data in order from least to greatest, which is not going to be fun with what I got to deal with here. Can I fit? How many numbers are there? Did you ever get how many? Let's see if I can write this. We got 26.
47.
How many?
27.
I'm going to use a smaller pen size then. Maybe I'll use black and go small. Here we go. So we had a 26 and a what? 28.
29, I think. 29.
There's not 29. Oh, sure there is. 29. No 28.
No.
29.
32.
32.
35.
What?
35.
A 35.
A 36.
A 36.
3 38.
3 38s. Look at Tyler. Help me on here.
2 39s.
2 39s.
4 40s.
4 40s.
1 41.
Hold on a second. 141.
142.
142.
143.
143.
I lost my track. Hold up. 3 45s.
3 45s.
146.
146.
148.
148.
150.
150.
151. 152. 153. And 55.
Oh, look at that. I think I did it. No. 51. 51. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody got that? Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
So you are going to draw the same, you're going to have a same number line really as this. That goes from the smallest to the greatest. And we'll put 25 down here. We'll make it kind of the same. Highest was what, 55?
Yeah.
And then we need what, 35 and 45 in the middle, so maybe here's 35, and maybe here is 45. Now the first thing we are going to do is we are going to find the median. So that's step number 2. After you arrange all that stuff, Step number 2 is find the median. Which, if you remember from mode, median, mean, and range is, how many numbers do I have there?
47, go 13 from each side. You get
Actually, number 14 would be, wouldn't it?
if you go 13 in from each side, then it's
The middle, so the 14th numbers might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So here at 40, which is right here, you are going to draw a line. That is the middle of your whole thing. Okay? Then step number 3 is you have to find the median of the bottom half of the numbers and the top half. Now, the question is, do I count those quartiles? I always forget this part. Between the median and the extremes. Wait, is this the same? Oh yeah. Oh, it's 30. Wait, do I have 238? Do I have 238s on mine? I do. So what is it? I got 14 numbers. So it's the 7th number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here at 38, 35, 36, 37, 38, I put another long line. And then I do the same thing over here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 46. Is that what they have? Yes. 46. Okay, now we have to define some stuff here. Those points that I have right there are what form the box in my box and whisker plot. In other words, I connect this with this, and I connect this with this. That is the box part of my graph. What does the box part represent?
I don't know.
The box part represents the middle half of all the numbers. Because if you take this and go right here, these are the numbers that fell in the middle. It's the middle 50% of the numbers are what this box represents. Okay? And then what you ask is the whisker.
Wait, what is whisker?
The whiskers come from, the whiskers are the upper / lower extremes, which means this. The extremes are the farthest ones out. The lowest number you have is a 26, which is right here. You don't put a little line up and down, you just put a dot and you connect that to that box there. This is the whisker. Connecting this little thing right here is called the lower extreme. It's the lowest value you have. And you do the same thing here. At 55, that is your upper extreme. And you draw a whisker to that. And notice you now have what's called a nice looking box and whisker plot. And here is what we kind of need to look at here and see. Change colors on here. So what you have done here is split the data into 4 quadrants. Now they're not equal size because of the data. This is the lower 1/4 of all the data. If you took all these numbers, split it in 4, that's these numbers. These are the lower 1/4 of the scores. And so this is called, make sure I get this right, this is called, from here to here, you don't write it on your graph, but from here to here, this section right here is the first quartile, because it's the first quarter. Guess what this little piece right here is? It's the second quartile. This one right here is the third quartile, and this right here is the fourth quartile.
If the middle box is second and third.
Yeah, well, it's a combination. Let's put those two together. Okay, and then when they talk about this, right here, 35, 36, what was this number, 38? This point right here is called the lower quartile. And this point right here is called the upper quartile. The upper quartile and the lower quartile. And the little section between them is called the inner quartile range. And I guess the gist of it, boys and girls, is this. If you are performing averagely in the pull-up thing, you are going to fall in the middle 50% of people. That's kind of what you're shooting for. Okay. Then you've got this 25% who do better than the middle 50%. And you've got this 25% who will do worse than the middle 50%. But this is kind of, generally speaking, this middle section right here is what you're looking for to be, I guess you could say, normal. And it depends on what you're talking about. You've got above normal and you've got below normal. But they really look at this. You should say, if I asked you this question, 75% of the people that do curl-ups would do less than how many? 75% of the curl-ups would do less than how many curl-ups?
46.
Right, because this is 25%, another 25%, this is the 75% of people do this or below. Or if I said 25% of people do more than how many curl-ups? 46. How many people, blah, blah, blah. Did they ask us any questions on this? The mode, median, mean, line plot. I wish they gave us a problem with it. When we go, what's today? Wednesday? We are going to go, when we go to La Computadora Laboratory, we are going to go and do a section on IXL with box and whisker plot. We'll be able to take this. This is all about data and data analysis. Data, people, taking raw numbers and trying to put it out there. You could do it with grades, you could do it with whatever stuff, but this is the box and whisker plot. Isn't that exciting?
Very much so.
I wish we had enough. We have 5 minutes. Does that have to do a quiz? Probably not. Here's what I do want you to do. On page 590 in your book, 690 in your book, do problem number 25. It says to make a box and whisker plot from that line plot. See how you do. See how you do. That is your one and only assignment right then.